Hi, my name is Elizabeth. Today I'm going to teach you how to make an 8-page folded book out of a single sheet of paper. This is the very first folded book I ever made about 20 years ago now. It has a cover and then 1, 2, 3 inside double pages and then a back cover. I've made a lot of books since this initial one. I now make them in a larger size, and I use everything from photo collage, colored pencils, to watercolors to make them with. And I'm going to start by showing you how to fold them, and then we'll talk about how you can make them in numbers. The small books that I make are made out of 8.5 by 14 legal-sized paper. It's easy to come by, and it makes a very nice sized book, 4 1/4 by 3 1/2, easy to put into a pocket or an envelope. So you start with a long fold called the hot dog fold for obvious reasons. Long edge to long edge. Match up your corners and edges as neatly as you can. Make a nice firm crease. Now when you open that out, you'll see it wants to stand up. Smooth it out because you want to fold across that one, and you don't want that fold to fight you any more than it has to. So now you're going to turn the page 90 degrees and make what's called the hamburger fold, because it is a short, wide piece. And you'll notice here that you don't go quite to the end of the underneath layer. You want the top layer to just be a little bit short of that, 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3 millimeters. That will let your cover be a little bit larger than your inside pages. It'll make the front edge of your book nice and neat. So when you've made that fold, take the top edge, the top layer, fold the edge back to the hamburger fold, match up the corners as neatly as you can, and set that crease. Turn the piece over and do the same thing on the other side. And when you've done that, unfold both of those last folds. Now, for this next step, you want the longer side on top. So you can see here, this is the longer side. So you want that on top. Take your scissors and cut along the hot dog fold from the hamburger fold to this intersection. Just like that. Now the hamburger fold has been cut into 2 pieces. Take each of these pieces between your thumb and finger, pull them apart, and you'll see that you have kind of an X shape here. This piece is your front cover. This piece is your back cover. Let's just reinforce that fold. And these 2 pieces here are your inside pages. So front cover, back cover, inside pages. Put your inside pages together and fold the covers around them. Put it flat on the table and kind of smooth it out. And there is your front cover. 1, 2, 3 inside spreads and a back cover. Now I recommend making your foldies that you're going to copy on white paper so that your writing and drawing stands out really well. But the colored paper here showed the folds better under the camera, so that's what I used. Now, how to lay these out so that you can photocopy them without having to unfold and photocopy. Because then, of course, you have to force these folds all to lie flat. It's really nice to make a book spontaneously and be able to copy it by unfolding it and putting it on the photocopier. But if you're planning ahead, you can always make your masters flat. And that's what I do now. So let me show you the master for one of my foldies. This is Jack Sprat. So here's the cover. the first, second, and third inside folds. And the way this comes out is exactly like this. Front cover, there's the back cover. First spread, second spread, third spread. So I made this, I didn't cut it, I didn't fold it. I just took it to the photocopier, and when I copied it, I took each of those copies and I folded them the way I showed you how to do a Foldy book. You can see that the colors aren't quite true on a photocopy. Honestly, nobody is going to notice. One of the great things about these is you can make as many as you like. You can mail them to people, and everybody likes to get something amusing or fun or pretty in the mail. So, you know, just go wild. These can be sent for a single stamp. Now, suppose you find yourself in a place and feeling the need to make a book. All you really need is a sheet of paper and scissors, but you know what? In a pinch, you can do without the scissors, and I'm going to show you how. So you take your sheet of paper, do the hot dog fold, and if you think you might be short of scissors, make this fold really, really firm, especially in the center. Leave about 1/4 of it on each end, but this middle part, crease it really hard. Then open it out, as you did before. Do the hamburger fold, remembering to leave the edge here about 1/8 of an inch short of the bottom edge. Make that crease. Fold the top layer back, turn it over and fold the second layer. And now there you are, with no scissors, getting to the point where you need to tear or cut or somehow separate this book. Now you made a really, really sharp fold there. And if you're feeling confident, put your fingers close to each side of that fold and just gently, gently tear it along. It's not going to be perfect. In fact, you can see it's definitely not perfect, but you can make your book. Come on, there we go. Now, if that doesn't make you happy, you have another possibility. Do your hot dog fold. Hamburger fold. And then fold these edges back. And then unfold back to the hot dog fold. Okay, now you can see here where you're going to want to tear. And one of the things you can do is dampen that. If you make that wet, then the fibers will weaken and it'll tear a whole lot more easily. You can dip a finger in water, or you can just lick it, and that's what I'm going to do. So then you go as quickly as you can back to the point where you're going to want to tear this. And you can see that it's a little bit darker along there, a little bit weaker, and it's just going to tear a little bit more nicely than it did without being dampened. So in a pinch, and I think I got this the wrong way around. There we go. In a pinch, You can do without the scissors. But you know what? Good scissors are not that expensive, and they're good to have, and you should always have a pair with you. And then you can make a book wherever you want to go. If you make one of these books, do post a picture. I would love to see what you've done.